Hey tubers, me again. It is New Year's Day. I was a good boy, so I feel pretty good today. Yeah, I got 5 pieces of equipment dropped off yesterday. One of them is this, it's an Echo CS-2511T. The T just means that it's a top handle. This thing probably weighs like, I don't know, 11,000 grams. It's not very heavy at all. I don't even know what a gram is. Anyways, hey, I'm gonna start it up. I want you to listen to it. It might be hard to tell on the camera, but this thing is like way too quiet. So it came in, I just aired it off. Let's start it up, let it warm up, and see if you can hear what I hear. I can barely feel any exhaust coming out of this thing. So here's the symptom. Hear it sputtering. Look at it this way. So, just for argument's sake, say that this side over here is the carburetor, the engine is located right in the middle, and then the exhaust is over here. When it was running perfectly, it was, let's just say that it gets 2x amount of air going in, goes into the engine, and so that means 2x air has to come out. What happens is like, and it doesn't happen that often on chainsaws, is because they're either sitting at idle and shut off, or they're running full blast while they're ripping through, branches and stuff. This saw is for a what do you call it? Like a pro tree climber, doing palm trees, small branches, whatever. So it's designed to be operated with one hand, and so it will idle more than a regular chainsaw. So the point being is that I suspect, because it's so quiet, we got 2x air coming in through here, getting burned up, and it can't get out. It might be only 1x coming out, which is slowing everything down. What you don't want to do is try to make carburetor adjustments here to make it operate better at a deficit. So the first thing we got to do is make sure that the air filter is going to be clean, so that's not slowing down the airflow going in. And then we got to take and check the exhaust and make sure that that's not restricting the air trying to exit the engine. Once we have these two things taken care of, that we know the air can go through here, fuel mixture, whatever you want to call it, that it's 2x going in and 2x going out, then we can come back over here if we need to, and we can start monkeying around with, the low speed and the high speed jets. But we got to take care of these two things first: air in, air out. So this is a 13 millimeter nut right over here. I'm gonna take this off. Let's see what they do. They have this on a little pin so that you don't lose it. It stays with the cover. That's kind of cool. Haven't seen that. That's pretty dirty, so we're gonna air clean all that out. Bunch of crap. Let's get the bar out of here. Let's get the chain out of here. And then this is a crazy, I've been sharpening chains for I don't know how long. And I thought, look at the top of like all the blades on the cutting chain on the left side. They're virtually almost flat straight across. You see that? And then here's a normal like 25-degree angle. That one's almost flat. I'm gonna have to look that up. Is this like a semi chisel? This one is normal. This one is flat, normal, flat. So it's not something he did. I think it came that way. Anyways, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm blithering already, you guys. All right, I'm gonna go take the air to this, get it all cleaned out. Just checking those springs. We want to get this. I want to get this cover off, and then we're gonna attack the muffler itself. So I'll be right back. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Now you can see there is. I hope that's a T27 straight down in there. Let me turn the light on. T27 right down in there. Another one over there. And it looks like it just has a little clip. And then a little pilot hole over here to index it. So let's take this cover off. Yes, it is a T27. Put those off to the side. There's that cover. We're going to clean all that stuff back up before we put it back together. So this is what I really want to see. It looks like the screen is still there. There's a little piece of it right there. So I'm going to get a Phillips. Let's take that out. That's my number one suspect. That's why that it's too quiet. That's what led me to think all of this. So that's who's going to hold that screen into place. I wonder why you can't see it. Some guys, that's the first thing they do is like they just go and they start taking away all this stuff. So let's get this out of there. Oh yeah. So anybody that knows, that thing's totally clogged. So we're gonna have to take and burn that off, which by itself is not a big deal. So here's what happens. What goes on in here, right? So that was absolutely slowing the 2x. So we got 2x going in, getting burned, and then supposed to have 2x coming out. With that thing being clogged, this screen being clogged, we're down to whatever, maybe 1x coming out. That we're just talking about volumes of air. If it goes like that for a long time, there is a catalytic converter in there. A lot of times you can see them, they're like little honeycomb pieces. That's the, just like in a car, it's to burn off all the unburned fuel and oil mixture. So I'm going to take this muffler off of here, and we want to make sure that because it was restricted in here, that it was restricted all in there, that it did not build up around the port. Because you can go and burn that screen, and if the port is clogged, you're still not going to get the results that you're looking for. So here's this. You can see there's a little bit of stuff built up in there. There's also looks, yeah, there's a couple of gaskets on here too. I'm going to set that off to the side. Let's look in here together. Hold on, I got a better light. Right. Where did you go? Where did you go? Crap, I don't know where it is. I must have laid it down someplace. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Bear with me, guys. Okay. Let me get up here as close as I can. It does have a little bit of carbon built up around the edges. And we look all the way down in there. It's really not too terrible. Seen them a lot worse. If we get that screen cleaned out, you should be able to run this thing full blast, and then a lot of that stuff is going to clear out of there. Probably wouldn't hurt to take and torch this and burn that off. That's got quite a bit in there. Quite a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna take them. We're gonna fire up the torch. We'll be back in 1 second. Fire up the torch. We're gonna clean that screen and then put it back together and see if that gives us the effect that we're looking for. Could be something just as simple as a clogged spark arrestor. Hold on. I've had this for I don't know how long. This is MAP gas, you guys. This is what I use. And then I have that screen just held in a pair of long forceps. You can see where I've burnt off other things with them before. So let's see if this thing will light. It's literally almost out. Let's hope it. Some guys will take and put card spray on there. Get it glowing red. Some guys will use a wire brush and card spray. This is just old school. This is the way that I've always done it. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. See it popping and dropping off of there. Doesn't take about a minute. There you go. Now you can see through it again. It almost looks stinking new again. So, alright guys. This is all I want to do first. I'm just being careful because that thing's stinking hot. You take and slide this back up in there where it belongs. If I can. Why won't you go in there? Alright guys, I'm not going to waste your time with too much of this. I'm going to get this back up in there and then get that screw back in there and be back, and then we're going to start putting it all back together. Okay, I got the screen back in there. I did have to get in there with a screwdriver and like lift those up in order to get the screen back in. So the gaskets are still on there. I do have my impact. It's going metal. Whoops. It's going metal to metal. But I do like to get my bolts started by hand. There's one. Here's two. Here's the last one. Put my little handle in here. Just snug them up to good enough inch-pounds. Alright, there we go. Like I said, we're going to clean all this stuff up a little bit later. But for the purpose of the video, we're going to see if our diagnosis was correct. Get those two screws back in here, T27s. Nice. These are going into plastic, so you probably should not use the impact on these here. And because I do want the chain on it, it doesn't really put that much of a load on it, but we're just trying to confirm what we think we already know. Put the chain back on. Sorry about my arms being in the way. Should probably move the camera for you guys, but come on, Mr. Chain. Get up there. Get on there. Stuck down underneath here. This is how it happens. Real life, real time. It was a little loose when we started, but just putting the securing nut. That's the 13mm. Let me just tighten up that chain a hair. Okay. Make sure the chain can spin. That's good. Let's start it up. Should sound different right off the bat. So it is stumbling, but I don't know if the guy that owned this was already trying to adjust the carburetor to make up for his little discrepancies. So got my little baby screwdriver so I can reach in here, get to the adjustment screws. I'll show you in 1 second. But what I do want to do is like taking off this. Remember what I said in the beginning? So we want to make sure that this thing can breathe in freely and breathe out freely. We took care of the out. So let's take care of the in. And like you can see here, it's got a bunch of crap on it. Take that off. Let's see it. All right, so let's blow this out. And I'll be right back. Okay, looking a lot better in there now. Turn the light on. Definitely looks a lot better in there. Idling a little high. Not bad. Okay, that was it. No carburetor adjustment, just for the idle. And then you can see here, which is very positive, is like that streak right there. That's the bar is actually oiling. And the cool thing about this saw is like, if you see right there, that right there is like you can, by doing that screw this way to the counterclockwise, we'll put more oil on the chain. And by going counterclockwise, you can see the little diagram right there, puts less oil onto the chain. So that's a neat feature. A lot of times they're down underneath, but yeah. So that's all it was for this one, you guys. Now we got two backpack blowers. So you got a PB8010H, and then there's a 9010 back behind that over there. I'll show you the problems on that one. We'll do a separate video on that. But for now, that's all it was on this one here. Did not have to mess around with the carburetor. All you had to do was take and clear out the exhaust, clear the air filter, and it's good to go. So I'm going to put this one back together. And then we'll start another video. Thanks for watching, you guys. That's it. I'm done. I'm out.